All right, I am here with Anela. Today I'm going to interview Anela and ask her about her experience with us working together and training on her catching. So, Anela, I'll let you go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Anela Saxton, and I'm 15 years old, and I live in Southern California, and I also play travel ball.
Awesome. So, we'll just get right into it. The first question I have for you, Anela, is before we started working together, before we had our mentorship, our training, what were things that you were struggling with in your catching?
Okay, so before we started working together, I was on like a silver and like a bronze San Clemente rec team. So I was struggling with like basically everything, not gonna lie. Like catching and blocking, just catching the ball and blocking the ball itself was super hard. And I really struggled with like the mental side of things. I was always getting like down on myself and would like be talking to myself and be like, "Oh my gosh, you suck. Like you can't make this throw," and all this stuff. And working with Coach Tyler like really helped out on everything, like round throws, blocking and all that stuff.
Mhm. And when we did start working together, what were some adjustments that we made? What were some things that you were we were able to work on together?
I definitely I like can't. I don't know why. Okay, so when I started again, I was terrible at blocking, and when I started working with Coach Tyler, I started like getting more like into myself and like believing that I could do it. And like mental side was so much like so thankful for Coach Tyler, and then I also started learning how to throw from my knees, which was like a huge like block that I overpassed, and it was amazing and blocking, she helped so much. I used to run away from the ball. Like, could I not? It would be in the dirt. I used to stand up and try to pick it like a shortstop would.
I remember that when we first started working, we get the little
Uh-huh. I would do like this whole flinch thing. So yeah, Coach Tyler definitely helped me out with all that stuff and just not being afraid of the ball.
So, Anila, I know that you mentioned we made a lot of improvement with blocking, a lot of improvement with our knee throws. Tell
hmm
me about your command of your defense and using your voice a little bit.
Yes. Okay. So I used to struggle a lot with confidence, as I said. So when Coach Tyler would help me out, I would get more out of my shell and would definitely talk to my defense more and really became like the catcher on the team, running the defense and all that stuff. And now I used to be like head down, like 2 outs, everybody. But now I am like walking. I remember this week in Colorado, I walked out there and I was like, "We got 2 outs," and I went and I ate it. Like my knee gave out and I just like fell to the ground when I was talking to my defense, and I just popped back up and I'm like, "Hey ladies, let's get out of this inning. Let's go. I want to get in the dugout." I'm like, "Come on, girls." So I like definitely like just so much more like just being a teammate. Coach Tyler has made me really like recognize that everyone's there for me and I'm there for them, and I can really just like be myself around them. And yeah, it just makes me like so much more like my confidence skyrockets, and I can like get up after a fall and be totally fine after I would have like fallen and just started crying. But now I'm like proper and all this stuff, and I'm just like not scared anymore.
Totally. And that's so cool for me to hear because, of course, that's something we work on. And I try to embed in all of our online training and our calls and our check-ins
Mhm.
over like the course of your career. So it's cool for me to like, I didn't know about that story. That's so fun.
I know I didn't tell you that one.
Like, but that's like the whole point, because softball is such a game of failure, right? We're gonna say the wrong stuff. We're gonna literally fall down, and it's gonna
Yeah.
be fine. And it's not judging ourselves, it's making the adjustments. Oh,
Uh-huh.
speaking of which, so for those of you watching, one of my favorite drills that I work on with my catchers is the adjustment versus judgment drill. And Neela, can you share your experience with that and then tell us a little bit about that drill because they don't know what that is yet.
Okay, I don't want to explain it wrong, so bear with me. We'll see.
I got you, girl.
But what used to happen is I used to like go and do my throwdown, and I used to miss it by like I maybe 2 feet, and I would tell myself, "Oh my gosh, that sucked so bad." I'm like, "That was so bad. That was so terrible." And then I would get up again, and Coach Tyler was like, "Once you're done, like." don't talk bad about yourself. Just tell yourself a positive, good adjustment that you want to make. And we started working on that. And say I would go to miss it to the right, I would be like, okay, I just want to stay up more and stay on the ball. And I wouldn't get mad at myself. And it did take a long time. I worked on it for like a year because of how bad my habit was. But every time after I would mess up, I would be like, it's okay, you got this. And I would tell myself an adjustment and move on. And it definitely helped me out so much more.
That's so cool. It's
That
so
good?
yeah. No, yeah, that's like pretty much what the drill is. And one of the things that we go over a lot in this program is how we talk to ourselves in confidence building. Confidence
Mhm.
is not like feeling absolutely amazing 100% of the time. It's being in those stressful situations, making
Mhm.
mistakes, going, okay, I'm a little uncomfortable, but I'm gonna keep going. And I'm also not gonna work against myself. So, Anila, you are congratulations, not the only catcher in the world that is hard on themselves. It's everybody. It's literally everybody. But
Mhm.
when when no one walks you through how to kind of communicate with yourself, they don't realize that they're working against themselves with
Mhm.
like, oh, like that was terrible. Like, what am I doing? And they're filling up the negativity cup, right?
Yeah.
Instead of the positivity cup. And with that specific drill, the adjustment versus judgment, instead of going, oh, my throw was so bad, we use, okay, I'm gonna aim higher. I'm gonna throw to the left.
Mhm.
I'm gonna stay tall with my core, whatever it is. That way, we're not brushing it off and being like, oh, well, just be positive. And just
Mhm.
like, no, like
Yeah.
we're high level athletes, we're competitive. It's like, no, my throw sucked. I'm not gonna be like, oh, everything's fine.
Uh-huh.
But we're also not working against ourselves with the negative self-talk. And so that's where
Yeah.
the control adjustment came in. And I wanted to ask you about this because you have just grown so much. And that was something that we worked on for quite a while. And seeing you now, like, I know you guys weren't here for this, but before we started this call, we had a little bit of a check in, and Anila was talking about her hitting. And the way that you were talking about it, she did that without even realizing it, made like an adjustment instead of judging it and recognized what she did well. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you because that's
Yeah.
like the whole point. What does it feel like now after you've done all of this hard work on building your confidence, on self-talk? What is that like for you now with those tools in your catching?
Okay, it's like it feels like you can like take a deep breath again. Like it feels like amazing because I'll throw it to third and I'll spike it into the ground and I'll just like look at it and I'll just laugh. I'm just like, "Oh shoot." I'm like, okay, okay, hey, we're chilling. And I'll like just talk myself through it. And I'll be behind the plate. The umpires will like talk to me and be like, hey, catch, you know you're talking to yourself, right? And I'm like, oh, heck yeah, Blue. I'm like, that's how I go through things now. So every time I mess up, I'm just like, it's okay. I don't care. Who cares? Okay. And then I'm like, I just need to point my glove more and follow through and like snap down and stay tall. And I'll give myself these little reminders and I'll get right back at it.
And all of those were perfect reminders, by the way. I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, is that me talking? So good.
I'm just trying to come up with things.
Yeah, I love it, Anila. And with these habits that you've built and the way that you talk to yourself now, do you think that this has allowed you to grow more in your catching since you're no longer standing in your
Oh,
own way?
100%. Like I used to be like my how I used to talk down to myself used to put me down and it was like this huge block that I like couldn't pass. And then now that I'm like more like oh, I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of hard. But since I'm definitely more supportive of myself, I can like do new things. Like I used to be scared to like try to block and throw during a game,
Mhm.
but I just told myself like screw it, like you're fine. It's who cares, you know? I'm gonna be able to talk myself through it the whole time, and then I did it, and it was wonderful. So yeah.
So cool. Oh,
Mhm.
I love to hear that, Anila. And it's so fun for me to see your transformation and to see you really buy into all of your training, whether it's physical, mechanical, mental, because all of those things come together to allow
Mhm.
you to be the athlete that you are. If you had to pick, what has been your biggest win in catching? What is a goal that you had while I know there's a bunch to pick from, but a goal that
Mhm.
you had since we've been working together that you were able to reach because of all of your hard work?
Okay, so I technically have two, but I'm counting them as one.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so first used to be just knee throws in general. I used to be so uncomfortable with them and just like I'm never gonna like do it, you know? I always practice them all the time, but I would never do it in the game. And I still remember my first like throw down from my knees to second, and it was amazing. Like I still remember them. I got up and I started screaming. I looked at the dugout, everyone was screaming, jumping up for me. It was amazing, and definitely like the mental side helped me prepare for that too. And then my second one, I got my knee to throw like really as soon as I started working with her. But a huge thing that like I could not do was block the throws. And then, so I think I got it like 6 months ago. Like I literally think that was like my first block to throw. And what was amazing is I got it two block to throws in one weekend. So I remember we were playing this team, and I'm like, okay, this girl on first. Like I got this. I'm ready. It was a change up. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, shoot, and I'm like, gotta go fast, gotta go fast. And I go, blocked it, grabbed it, and just picked it up and threw it. And the second I saw the tag go down and he called her out, I like started like it was amazing. I still like can't describe it. Like I'm just so surprised. But yeah, so I was jumping up and down, we were going crazy, and then later that day we had a night game and I did the same exact thing. So that was like definitely my biggest accomplishment, I think.
So cool. No, I love that. And I know exactly which videos you're talking about because I have
Uh-huh.
it saved in my phone because you messaged me as soon as that happened and I was able to
Yeah.
message back. I wonder if this was, I was in New Zealand, I think. Yeah, I was in
Uh-huh.
New Zealand playing and I was like, go Anela. That was such a cool moment. And it's so funny to hear you even say that you ever struggled with knee throws because you have some of
Mhm.
the most perfect knee throws I have ever seen now because we've worked on it so much and you've put
Yeah.
in the work, you've bought in, you've done everything you needed to do, and it looks like you've just always been doing that because you look so comfortable with it. That's from your hard work and from you buying
Hmm.
it and showing up for yourself and doing the things that you need to do in your training. We've probably already covered this a little bit, but deep question alert.
All
How
right,
do you,
shoot.
and the reason that I want to ask this for you especially is because for those of you watching, a big part of the remote training program is the access that we have to each other and the confidence building and mentorship. My catchers are never alone as they go through this. I'm there to walk them through how to get to where they need to be, how to believe in themselves, all of that. And I feel like that's a harder one to explain unless you've been through it. So, Anila, how do you feel like our relationship has impacted your confidence on and off the field? We've kind of already talked about it, but how has this impacted you? What's that experience been like?
So Coach Tyler is just like used to be this random person that I like never known, and I still remember the first time I like ever met you, and you were just so like chippy and so happy, and I like meeting you and having to not having getting to go to your lessons with you used to be like the favorite part of my like whole week, you know? So just like you're not like even my coach anymore. You're like one of my really good friends. So every time I get to go and hang out with you, it's just like you're just like so amazing. And every time I go out to the field and play, I just like look down at my gear and I'm like, Coach Tyler's with me. I'm
Yeah.
like, I got this.
Oh my
And then
gosh.
another thing, go
I
ahead,
have to
no.
tell them about this. So Anita
Mm-hmm.
has my old gear. That's what
Uh-huh.
that is. So when I have an Easton contract and so I get new gear every year and Anila's really tall. She's grown. She's 15, first year of high school. Like she had mediums and girls not a medium. So after my last season, I'm like, hey, I'm getting new gear. So Anila is actually wearing my gear that I took with me to Germany and New Zealand. I love that you still think about that. Okay, go ahead and
Oh,
continue.
girl, all the time. So yeah, so every time like if I ever think like I can't do something, which is rare, but like it is still there, I'll just be like, fake it till you make it. That's the thing that you used to say all the time. So every time I'm just like, just fake it till you make it. Like Coach Howard's with me, like I got this and I can do anything on the field. So that's like a huge part is just you always being there for me, and the thing that you said, fake it till you make it, always stuck to me.
Yeah, no, I
Hmm.
love that. Oh, thank you, Anila. That's like such kind words. It just makes me so happy to hear that because I, of course, feel that as a coach. And I feel like it's my moral obligation and responsibility as a professional player to really lead the next generation of catchers. And so it's great
Mhm.
for me to hear that. So thank you for that. And
Yeah.
that fake it till you make it. I want to give credit to my old 16U coach. Okay. He had this quote that he would say to us all the time. It was, don't be who you are, be who you want to be. So one of the ways we build confidence, one of the ways that we step into our higher versions of ourselves is it's like, okay, I'm not nervous. I'm the catcher that I want to be in 2 years, who's super confident, chest up, commanding her defense. She knows what's going on. So that's kind of where that fake it till you make it comes in. Like, hey, I can feel anxious. I can feel stress and I can still own it. I can still own the field. I can still lead the field. And letting those two things exist at the same time is something that we've worked on a lot. And so I love that you're still able to use that in your game.
Hmm. Oh yeah, all the time.
So, for those who are watching right now, Neela, if they were
Uh-huh.
on the fence about joining the program or working
Okay.
with me, what is something like you would say to them? What would you tell them if they were hesitant? Because they don't
Okay.
know me yet. You know, they
Yeah.
haven't seen me yet, haven't worked with me. We're getting there. We're building up to that. But
Uh-huh.
for someone that doesn't know me, but a younger version of you, right? A
Okay.
different catcher, what would you tell them?
I would say just like don't be scared to go and try it. Like Coach Tyler, you guys don't know it yet, but she is just like amazing and she's going to be there with you every step of the way. So might as well, worst case, you do it and it's not your favorite thing. I doubt it though. It's going to be like your favorite thing ever talking to your favorite coach all the time. But yeah, I think you should just take the leap and definitely do it.
I really appreciate you taking the time because I feel like you are such a good example of the catchers that I want to bring into this program, right? The hardworking kids, the positive kids, the teenagers, the older players who are trying to level up their game and they need that mentorship and need that guidance. I feel like
Mhm.
you have done such a good job of buying into yourself, buying into your own training, and deciding to show up for yourself. So, for those of you who are watching right now, if Anela sounds like you, if you identified with anything that she struggled with in the past. You got excited about her wins. My 12-week remote training program, the Elite Catchers Game Plan, is for you. Reach out to me on Instagram. Let's set up that discovery call and let's get you started. Anela, you rock as always. And for those of you watching, we'll see you guys soon on our discovery call.